Hello everybody, my name is October and welcome to a new tutorial on how to make custom lip sync animation for Guitar Hero World Tour Definitive Edition. Yes, that's right, we have figured out how to do custom mocap animation for the mod itself. Before we get started, you might need to understand how the animation file format works on this game. As you can see, it's basically just these bones being parented to the main part of the skeleton. I think it's besides control root, I think it was like bone pelvis and then control root. But as you can see, the whole entire uh order of this appears. It gives you an idea how the whole bones are. Um, right now, body animations doesn't really work per se because it's much more about the coordinates, or well, maybe not much of coordinates, but maybe much more related to the skeletons, on how it functions and whatnot. If you guys want to know like if this actually does work, we have released a new update for the IO GH Tools Blender plugin. You can do this by going into a song pack that you may or may not have it extracted, and you can try out with the with the lip sync animation. Let's take for example Master Puppets. Usually it says Guitar Hero World Tour 5, Metallica or something, and then singer male, and then the name of the song, and then these numbers would be the chronological order in which they are played in the in the in the game itself, or in the song actually. But anyways, the 1B, 3Bs are basically just the backing vocals. They could add 1C, 1D, for drummers, guitarist, and whatnot. But usually for the main singer, it would be just 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. As you can see, I recommend first that you go into Window and then toggle System Console, so you can see like the progress. Because usually when it's building the animation, like right now, I'm gonna do it. Um, it will output these prints into the console and tells you like the quad bytes, the translation bytes, and it gives you like all the details on what it's doing. And if we go hit play, you can see that the animation is indeed working. Let me like zoom it, and we hide the bones. You can see that the face is doing its job, and everything else. So these are basically mocapped uh, lip sync animations made by Adam Jennings, the person that we interviewed a few months ago on this channel. Also, uh, speaking of Guitar Hero podcast, we do have more people to come. Right now, we kind of have a busy time. Well, for me, specifically because I have finals to attend to and all that. Anyways, so now that that's out of the way, we can start by opening the Blender plugin, or I mean not plug. Well, yeah, you can technically say plugin because I'll leave the description down below. You just pretty much install the zip file, and then as long as it's there, as you can see, import export, and make sure to add the Guitar Hero SDK path from where you got it, and then you have everything uh, everything set. I'll leave those down in the description down below. You should see something like this, or maybe a new sub menu that Static, as of now, has been working on. So I'll just make it see how it looks. But yeah, it should appear as import for the Neversoft animations and export for the Neversoft animations. Right now, it's only exclusive to the face for the facial lip sync as of now, but um, it's what we have so far. But hopefully, we can get body animations to work as well as cameras as well. Anyways, so let's start with opening the template. This is what we're gonna use. It's most likely that mine is gonna say something along the lines of male for lip sync mocap. The one that Static is doing right now is doing for drivers. I don't know how much it will impact for the skeletons, but mine does have the skeletons appear. And by default, the frame rate will be be 60 frames per second as it should. Nothing too exciting about it. So the question you will be asking, okay, I already got these. Now I want to do and record my own mocap animation or facial animation. For the moment, I recommend that you get from uh, this free application on the App Store and Play Store. It's called Blendartrack. It's completely free to download on the Google Play Store and App Store. I will leave I'll leave a description down below for you to see how it works. And the video itself will have the links to the plugins for Blender, Mocap, and Track, all the stuff that you need. So right now, if you did do and watch the video, right now what we can do is import the mocap animations that you did. So what you would do is go to the file path on the property tabs in here, and then click on the folder. Then go wherever you got the where you saved your mocap animation, and then later what you need to do is find the zip file. I'm gonna use an old one. This one I remember being used for the for facial expressions, but it's gonna work really great for this tutorial. Just click accept, then click on face rig empties, and then import data. Give it some time. You'll see like this being worked on. Okay. So normally that would be appearing down here. And if we go click play, you can see that the motion is pretty smooth. If you have like an iPhone 10 or a Samsung Galaxy that supports face identification with the newer phones, I think you can get this to work pretty well. Um, Anyways, so let's try going back to frame 0, and let's go and first click on the face motion. You'll see a bunch of keyframes. We can safely delete them. They don't really matter. And then what we can do now is go to face rigging, and whatever type of device that you use. For me, it was an Apple phone, so iOS. Maybe you had an Android, so you do Android and whatnot. But for me, it's iOS. Then what you want to do is generate face rig, and not the animation is still not being played, but that's fine because it's there to have a rig to be generated. Now, to get the animations now would be to generate driver rig. This will take a little bit of time depending on what setup of your computer is using. I'm currently using an AMD Ryzen 9 3900X with a GTX 1080 with 64 gigabytes of RAM running at let me see what was I running at 3200 megahertz. It should work fine. Anyways, so as you can see, the drivers are now playing with the animations, so that's exactly what we wanted to see. Now what we want to do now is find driver rig, which is usually going to be called, and now I want to drag it to here so we have like a comfortable order in here. Let me like put it down here. Anyways, so you highlight these four, and then you pretty much move it up towards the template's face real quick. This is how I recommend doing it. Oh, there we go. You do something like this basically. Let me just put it right here. There we go. Alright, now let me just move it to the side, preferably the right side. Or yeah, the right side. So we have like a really good comparison of what we're gonna work with. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is that we're gonna create an empty object. Now, the reason is that this is much more for the jaw, since as you all know, it always rotates up or down. but if you do the child dove, which is gonna be applied onto like the facial bones, it will just go up and down, but it's not gonna rotate, so it's gonna look weird on the jaw. So what we can do is that we can unhide this real quick. Um, while you're in object mode, you gotta go and focus on this part of the jaw, which is especially where you're gonna put it. Then you're gonna press Shift and right click, and that's where your point of interest will be moved onto. Now after that, you can do empty on, well, add, then empty, and plain axis. Now, I recommend putting the size up to 0.2 meters. Um, and then rename this name empty to jaw pointer. Okay, now what we're gonna do is move this first, and then unhide the model itself, and I'm gonna click here, and then let's put it somewhere near the jaw, somewhere between here, and let's put it over here actually. There we go. Now what we're going to do is go to the object constraint. What you're gonna add is child of. Now then go to driver rig, then jaw point either L or R.001 because those two have the most uh, flexibility. I don't know how to say it, flexibility on the jaw movement. Now, now this is normal. This is basically the embers is not yet uh, set. If for some reason the pointer move, that's normal. Just click on set inverse and it will go back to where you originally placed it. Now, if we go click play, we can see that the pointer is now moving on how the jaw is moving up and down. Now, to make the jaw rotate, basically what we want to do is go to player armature, then go to pose mode, and then let me unhide the rocker. You click on the bone jaw, and then click on add bone constraint. And then what you're gonna do is do track to. You can put the target onto jaw pointer. Then what you're gonna do is put the track axis to Z and up to Y. And we can just leave these as normal, and it will work. You will see in a moment. If we click play, we can see that now the jaw is rotating how it's supposed to. Pretty cool. Anyways, we'll leave this as is. At this point, I think you can now save your project as my first lip sync or something else, really. Anyways, let's go and do the whole entire facial bones as of now. Now, I want to say first that we can leave the eye bone static like it is for the time being. Right now, I personally don't know how would I animate these keyframe, but if somebody knows how to do it, feel free to experiment and do the eye animations, because for sure they're not mocapped as they were in Guitar Hero. They're been manually or probably randomly keyframed for like every every performance or song actually. So I'm gonna go and start with something easy. Let's go start with the nose. So basically, what you want to do is go to add bone constraint and add at least 2 child doves. And we'll do the target to driver rig. It will put it to nose dot L. Set inverse, and then do the same thing with the other one, driver rig, nose dot R, and set inverse. Now, as you can see, the nose is moving as it would when talking like you would on a game or like in real life really. Now let's do the cheeks. Let's start with the top one, the bone cheek upper L. We'll add 1 child of. We'll do driver rig, and let's do cheek top left, which basically that's what it means. TL means top left. and then like do set inverse, and then do the other one like so. But this time it would be chic bottom left dot 001, and then the other one, this would be child of driver, and then chic top right set inverse, and then child of driver cheek bottom right set inverse. And as you can see, the cheeks are moving as how it looks with this, with our rig empties. Alright, so now let's deal with the I'll deal with the eyebrows actually. So with the middle one, we're gonna add 4 shell dubs. Let me do this. Okay, this one will do driver. I'm gonna like add them all drivers just so I don't type too much and take most of the time here. Now you pretty much type brow dot top and top left, then brow dot bottom left 0.3, and then brow dot top right 3, brow dot bottom right 3. I need to find that. So basically, the whole reason of the middle is that you want to have both parts of the eyebrows. Like you have both top and bottom, left and right. Because the way that the armature in here is that it basically has these two connected, and it will practically work as it should. And it will give out like and you'll see in a minute how well the eyebrows are being captured here. Now, in the other sides, we can only add 2 shell dubs, and you could imagine which bone I'm basically transferring these animations to. So it would be driver rig, brow dot top left 2, set invert, brow dot bottom left 2, and then we get this with this side is done, and we can do the other one, 2 shell dubs, driver rig, and then do bone dot what the hell? Oh, not bone, I'm stupid. Brow, I can't even spell. TL1, and then brow dot BL1. Okay, perfect. Let me check if my voice. Okay, good. Okay, so this part is now done. Let's deal with the right side. Child of, driver rig, brow dot tr2, brow dot br2. There you go. Then 2 more. Brow, forgot to type driver. Oops, driver. Now brow, brow dot tr1 and brow dot br. All right, let's see how it looks. If you want, we can like hide the bones for a second. But yeah, it works so far. Alright, so now we're gonna deal with the eyelids. So this one's much more straightforward. This is just 2 shell dubs. And then you would do this. Driver. This one would be lid dot TL1. And this would be lid dot TL2. Now we should do the same with here. Shell dub child of, driver, lit.bl1, lit.bl2. Now the other side, child of, driver, then lit.tr1, lit.tr2, and then the other ones, child of, then driver rig, lit.br1, lit.br2. And let's see. They should be blinking in a second. Probably I forgot to blink. Who knows? But it will work how it normally will. Oh, there we go. As you can see, the blinking looks pretty great. Exactly how I was expecting it to be. Perfect. Now, let's deal with the final parts, which are the lips. Now, let's start with the top ones, and then like do the actually, yeah, let's do these four first. So let's start with the upper mid. We'll add a child of to driver rig, like obvious, and then do lip dot t for top. Set inverse. Then do the bottom one, child of driver rig, lip dot b, set inverse. Then here for the mouth, this would be lips dot l for left, and then child of driver, then lips dot r, then set inverse. Now let's deal with these corners, which basically is pretty straightforward. Let's just add these real quick. Child of, I'm gonna add them so I don't take my time with this. Child of, child of, child of, child of. Alright, so let's start with this one. Driver rig. Let's do lips or lip.t TL, yeah, TL. Which is top left, and then do the same here. Driver rig, lip dot TL1. There you go. Those two are done. Let's do this one. Driver rig, lip dot BL 1, lip dot BL 1. Now let's do the right side. Driver rig, lip.tr1, and then again with this one, lip.tr1, and then with the bottom ones, our last ones, driver rig, lip.br1, lip.br, oh, didn't even set to drivers, oops, lip.br1. Now for the last but final piece, it would be with the tongue, which normally is pretty much, let me see if I can find it. I guess we could just do this. Yeah, here, tongue. And here we would just do child of, then player armature, which is this entire skeleton, and then parent it to the jaw, which is already going to be moving, and then set inverse, and then we can consider this done. Let's see how it looks. Let me just hide this real quick. Not bad. Alright, that's perfect. That looks really fucking great. Now, you may ask, oh, let's now export it to the SCA, right? Wrong. See, the thing is, we may have copied the whole entire movements, but we haven't baked our animations. So how do we do it? Well, this is a pretty simple process. First, let's show the armature again, then like show, hide the model. What we're going to do is pretty much highlight this entire section, the whole entire face, pretty much. Okay. Just only the face, remember. Just only the face. Like this, basically. You could do it individually, but I prefer to do it like this so we can, like, do it much more faster. Now, what we can do is go to pose, then go to animation, and then go to bake action. In my recommendation, I recommend you put the frame steps to 2, which is normally how Guitar Hero exports their lip sync animation. And the option would be only selected bones, visual keying, and override current action. And for the bake data, this would be pose. Now with that out of the way, we can now click OK. You can do 4 if you want, but I don't know how much it would impact the way of the lip sync animation, so that's why I put it at 2. But let's now click OK. It will basically help with the baking process. And as you can see, our entire keyframes are made. If we go here, normally the entire player armature should appear. I guess maybe if we just click it, maybe like object mode. I don't know. But if you do pose mode and you click one of these, the whole entire thing shows up. You have quaternion, the rotations, the location, and the scales, all of them there. Pretty great. Now that that's done, we can now actually export this to SCA. We just go to object mode, click on the armature. As you can see, it should work fine. Now, oops. Now, let's go to export, SCA. And here, this is where I recommend you put a name for the for the animation. In my case, it would be this Hero Lip Sync. This is a test that I was doing a couple days ago. Well, yesterday technically, but you know, you can change it if you want, if you know how to edit it, which I will explain this later. But just pretty much name it like this, like literally lipsync.ska.sen, and or literally any other name that you would test it, whatever in the MIDI was called. So now that that's out of the way, we can now click on Never Stop the Animation, or just execute the thing. Now we can go see our ska length is about 39.333 seconds. It's adding the 0 time to our translations and quaternion keys. Give it a second. And there we go. We have successfully exported our animation. It gives us a lot of details for the coordinates. Let's go and see how it looks, shall we? Here we go. It's about 841 kilobytes, and pretty much it's done. And after that, we can go to our SDK. We can pack it, and real quick, I'll just go here, performance. There we go. Copy it, and then paste it onto your songs, performance. There we go. Replace the file. Now what we can do now is practically just go to the ini and then check if performance test is there. I'm gonna try it on the Van Halen S stage for this purpose. Okay, there we go. Click shift, or not click, but press shift plus 1. The quick debug would appear. Now what we can do is go to debug menu, settings, so camera cut, singer, and let's do singer close up so we can see the singer's face much more closer. Click turn. Let's see if it works. And there we go. Our animation has been successfully exported. Alright, so now our animation has been exported. Congratulations. If you're wondering, like, if you want to know how to rename the MIDI itself or the ska, then it's actually much more easier. You just pretty much copy the performance test.mid, and then if I find the QB real quick, it should be somewhere actually. QB. And if you go here, usually you can find it in performance. Find next. Let me see. Should appear somewhere actually. Next. Yeah, here. So you can just change the name to like, I don't know, maybe lip sync test, something like that. As long as it's the band play facial animation script for the QE key. This is just something I would try to see if I could T-pose the character, but it doesn't really work for some reason. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the how I exported the whole animation to World Tour from Blender. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys have any questions, you can freely leave the comments down below, or you can ask me on the Discord's Guitar Hero World Tour Definitive Edition server. I will be more than happy to uh, answer some questions, or maybe Sadek could help with as well, since he has much more knowledge of the armatures and what the program does, since he is the one who wrote the program itself. But anyway, yeah, that's it for today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day and have some really cool stuff to showcase in our server and whatever custom songs you guys want to do. So have a nice day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.